But
Fix your pickleball backhand with these tips.
hang up, and there's a lot of different parts to it. So when I'm hitting my one-handed drive, the first thing I want to do is turn sideways with my feet, and I want to turn completely sideways with my chest. You don't want to be hitting this with an open chest to the courts. It's pretty much impossible to not use too much elbow if you're hitting this with an open stance like this. So step one is to take my paddle back and to turn sideways facing towards the side fence of the court. And you also want to set your paddle like I talked about earlier. On this shot specifically, you should be setting your paddle with it facing perfectly up and down. So see how my paddle is perpendicular to the ground? It's not facing up and it's not facing down. What this does is it allows me to move towards the ball without having to adjust anything with my wrist. So my paddle stays completely level as I'm going towards the ball, and then I make contact with it out in front to the side of my body. If I'm making contact with this behind me like this, there's zero chance I hit it well. So in order to make this contact point happen, I need to move my feet so I get into the right position. So what you want to do is you want to move with your paddle already back. You don't want to be moving and then slowly get into position as you're going towards the ball. When the ball's coming to you, the first thing that you do, you turn and you move so that you get that contact point exactly where you want it. The next thing to understand on a backhand drive though, is that your grip and your wrist are a little bit different on this shot than any of the others. So on the examples that I was just showing you, I was using a full continental. But some players, not everyone, prefer to either use the high continental or the grip where you're fully on the side like we have a one-hander in tennis, because that gives you more topspin. So your backhand grip on your drive and on your slice might be different. I personally actually use continental, but if I'm using a high continental, it looks more like this, which gives me the ability to hit more topspin. So if you feel like you want more topspin, you might want to try the high continental grip or the grip where we're more on the side, because it's easier to brush up behind the ball like this. My advice to you though is to try the 3 different grips on your backhand, see which one you like best, and stick with it, because you can make it work with all 3 on a drive. You don't want to be the kind of player that's always messing around with their grip, trying to switch it around and get it better. Pick one in the beginning when you're learning how to do your backhand right, and stick with it, and you'll be able to make it work.